Good morning, Rogersville. Thanks for joining us again on That Friday Show. I'm Will Worsham here, as always. Cassie's down on the end.
Here I am. Oh, I went the other way. I was trying to wave the other way.
We should have. We don't have you in camera very good.
I know. Sorry. Do I need to scoot in?
No, let me see. I think.
Well, I was worried about my microphone.
You don't want to sit too close to Phil. Is that what's going on here? No, don't move, Cassie. Don't move. I'm going to just do this.
Well, you know, the microphone thing over here, I didn't want it to. I didn't want to be over here and then have to reach for it.
And look at there. I just kind of lined us up.
All right. Yeah.
So Phil's here. You guys know each other.
Yeah, a little bit. We met about 10 years ago. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. About 10 years ago.
And we've been married 8 of them.
8.
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
At Evangel? No?
No.
Where'd you guys meet?
No, we met through a mutual friend, actually. Someone that he went to college at C of O, and she actually went to Fair Grove, and so I knew her through Fair Grove. And Phil was living in Texas at the time, and she said, "Hey, my friend Phil is coming up from Texas. Would you want to meet him?" And then the rest is history.
I was selling fireworks.
Where are you now?
A little summer job back in Missouri.
So there were fireworks right from the start.
Yes.
Weren't there? So
yes.
Now, Fairgrove, do you have a connection to Fairgrove?
I do, yeah. My whole family's in Fairgrove, a lot of them. And I grew up in Stratford.
Have I put any of them in jail? Since I've been the judge in Fairgrove for 20 years?
No, we're good people.
You're good people?
We're good people.
No speeding tickets or anything?
No, I don't think so. Okay. I really don't.
Well, that's awesome.
I feel like we're all pretty straight-laced.
That's great. But we got Phil on here today. Phil's joining the K-ROG crew, has already, actually.
He already made his debut.
That's right, on the Smoke Show. So that's something that we're doing together. And we've done one of those. So
yeah, that was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a great turnout. That turned out to be a great deal.
I mean, we had perfect weather and we cooked some awesome food.
Mm-hmm. Valley Mountain.
Speaking of sparks, whenever you two met with the food situation, you guys got with the Traeger and the Blackstones and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and I will say, Will's the one that convinced us to get a Blackstone because he had wanted one for so long. And I didn't understand it because he had a Traeger and I think we had a regular grill. And I'm like, no, a smoker.
Yeah.
Or I think. Anyways, and I'm like, we've got all these other things. And Will said, no, you need to get him.
You need a smoker, you need a grill, and you need a griddle.
Yes.
And I mean, you can, I mean, if you've got particularly if you've got a gas grill, which I don't like, I like charcoal grills, but you can get like a griddle top and put on a grill.
Okay. And isn't that what you tried to do, or you wanted to? Because I kept saying no to the.
No, it's just not the same.
It's not the same thing.
It's not
the same.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I hear anyway. But I don't. I mean, of course, I don't know the difference. You guys take it way too seriously.
Yeah, we probably.
But it's been. Hey, listen, it's been great for me though because he's cooked a lot of meals out there.
Well, that's what my wife is. She's a total evangelist for all of that stuff because she bought me my first smoker. I have a pit barrel cooker about 6 years ago. And I kind of just loved doing it. And then she's like, there's all this meat and there's all this food and he's cooking all, and I don't have to cook.
Oh, exactly. And there's no mess in the kitchen to clean up.
Yeah.
Like all the mess is outside.
And so that was the real prompting for the Blackstone is, every time you cook sausage or bacon or anything like that in the kitchen, there's grease everywhere. Well, you take it on the Blackstone, the griddle outside, and then all the mess is outside. So.
Yeah, it's really nice. He gets up sometimes, like, because he'll find a recipe online or something, and he gets up and makes like breakfast tacos or, I mean, you've made pancakes out there and quesadillas, all kinds of stuff. So it's been really nice.
Did you get to see my breakfast I made a couple weeks ago?
Yes, that looks so delicious.
Let's see.
You've been making some awesome stuff in there. You just made pasta. That. You said the other day.
Yeah.
Look at you.
So that was
like eggs Benedict or something?
Yes, I could not think of it. That's eggs Benedict there. And
so what's that on? Is it on sausage? Is that what it was? that the egg was on top of?
It's on an English muffin.
Oh, okay.
So English muffin,
Okay.
ham, poached egg, hollandaise sauce. That's your eggs Benedict.
Wow. Okay.
And then this was the same night too.
That looks very fancy. Now that is fancy.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's
so those are crepes.
That's a crepe.
Okay.
That's a crepe. It's got a banana filling and a Nutella ganache
Wow.
with candied pecans, and I made all that from scratch. So
Look
I
at you.
candied the pecans, I made the chocolate ganache, I made the banana filling, and I made the crepes.
So whenever you get home, like, do you like to cook like this at home, like to practice,
I
or
do.
you
I
kind
like
of over
to,
it?
No, I like to cook all the time.
Oh,
so
good.
I cook on Wednesday nights for my parents.
That's right. I remember you
So I
telling me
go
that.
over to their
That's right.
house. So I go shop at some point during the week. I go, what am I going to make this week? And I try to figure that out, and I go over there. Let me see. I can talk amongst yourselves.
Because you've got a lot of you've come up with a lot of new recipes, right?
Well, I don't really create them. Sometimes I'll take a recipe I've gotten, I'll modify it, but
you feel like you've gotten a lot more inspiration though since you've been.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've had the guts to kind of expand. I think would be the thing, is I'm a little more willing to. I mean, I always experiment, but as far as cooking meat, it's kind of like your wheelhouse. Kind of, I got to give you a guy. I got to cook the meat, but now I'll do I'll do other things like
the side dishes and stuff like that.
Yeah. And let me see. I can show you.
See, that's not where I've gotten comfortable yet.
Well, it's that cooking class that's really helped me do that.
Kind of branch out a little bit. Yeah.
And,
yeah. I mean, that's cool. I think that, well, especially with the holidays coming up, are you signed up in your family to cook something?
Well, I'm not, because I'm taking this little trip. And so I'm going to kind of be gone. Let me show you. This is what I made Wednesday night.
Oh, is it a burger? Oh, is it chicken?
There you go. I'll put it over me.
Oh, are those sweet potato fries?
That is a sauteed or fried, whatever you want to call it, chicken thigh.
Okay.
Sandwich with homemade sweet potato fries.
Oh, good.
And so I actually bought 3 sweet potatoes, peeled them, cut them.
Oh, good.
And the trick to making, I don't know, maybe everybody does know this, but the trick to making good any type of fry like that is you double fry them.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so you cut those fries fresh, and then you put them in the deep fryer until they start to get a little soggy. Until they're starting to lose.
Now wait, do you cook them before though?
No. Okay, so you peel them, you cut them into your French fries.
Okay, now sweet potatoes are really hard to cut.
They are.
So you just have to use muscles and just cut them.
You use a sharp knife.
Okay, because I thought you had to boil them first.
You do not.
And then you cut them, and then you fry them.
Well, that is one way to do it.
Okay.
That's not the way I did it.
Okay.
So
we got ours in a bag in the frozen section. So I don't really know. I don't really know how it works.
These were from the Apple Market in the bag. I washed them. I peeled them. I cut them into the little bâtonnets. That's what those are called.
Oh, that's fancy.
Bâtonnets or bâtonnets. I don't know. And then you put them in the hot oil and you fry them until they get a little bendy.
Okay.
Okay. And then you take them out.
Okay.
And you let them drain and you let them cool.
Okay.
And then you put them in a final time to get them crispy. And so that makes them tender on the inside, crunchy on the outside.
Well, look at that.
That's how you do anything. You're going to fry a potato that you're going to fry. You want to parboil it. Par cook it.
So
Okay.
we've struggled
First.
with just the whole frying aspect, and so it's
because potatoes
we
just
bought
take
an air
forever.
fryer.
Yes.
Yeah, and so I don't by no means have mastered the air fryer, but I feel like I've gotten at least
We use it all the time.
Yeah, the starches I've kind of figured out a little bit more. And
Well, even in the air fryer, if you're doing from scratch potatoes, if you would par cook them, boil them, even if you just boil them, they don't have to be in the oil.
Yeah.
And let them drain and cool, and then put them in the air fryer. You're going to get a better product.
See, but that's where I'm like impatient, and I'm like, I don't want to have to spend,
I
because you
actually
got to
didn't
spend
have
like an hour,
I didn't even have a deep fryer for that. I just had like a
pan of
a
oil.
pot of oil.
Yeah.
And some tongs.
We'll
And
talk
so-
about grease in the kitchen.
Yeah, there's a little bit. Yeah.
Well, and I had a grease fire one time, not a fire, but I had gotten my pan out of the.
Hey, if you haven't set something on fire in the kitchen, you're not cooking.
Okay,
yet.
then that makes me feel better. But we lived in an apartment, so I was a little.
I only set a grill on fire one time, so it was.
Oh, you did too, didn't
I
you?
set a grill on fire.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
job, man. That's,
That's how you know you're like a true barbecuer.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
remember what I was cooking, but yeah, it flamed up, and that was the end of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
made me nervous.
We were doing what we call bacon bombs, and so we take a skewer, put a block of cheese on it. You get the cube cheese.
Yes.
Okay.
Put seasoned hamburger beef around that, ground beef around that, wrap it in bacon, and then brush it with barbecue sauce and put that on the grill.
Holy moly.
And it cooks, cooks the beef, melts the cheese. But if you put like 40 on there at once, all that grease runs down. And then this was a gas grill, which is another reason I don't like gas grills.
Oh, yeah.
Grease fire.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
It was kind of funny. It was actually the 4th of July a couple of years ago, and I was at my parents' house cooking these. So that's why we're cooking so many of them. And I'm like, I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, I can shut the lid. No. And there's a big propane tank down there.
Yeah.
No, we need to do something.
Did anybody get hurt? Did you hurt yourself?
No, I walked into the kitchen and I said, "Hey, Mom, where's the
fire extinguisher?"
Where's the fire extinguisher? And she's like, "Oh, it's over there." And I'm like, "I get it." My sister's in there and my cousins are in there. I get the fire extinguisher. I walk out and I put out the fire. And my cousin.
But you're just so calm about it like that?
Absolutely.
I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, call 911."
Yeah, so you can't. You got to be smooth because you'll make a mistake.
Right. Take notes, Phil. When this happens to you, take notes. Because
he's already
I know,
dealt
but ours
with
wasn't that big.
She wasn't home.
Well, and it wasn't that big.
No big
was
deal.
it that big? Oh, he probably downplayed it, so I didn't lose my cool.
So, but I walked back in and my cousin's like, "What did you need an fire extinguisher for?" I'm like, "Well, there's a fire." He's like, "What do you mean there was a fire?"
No big deal.
I'm like, "Well, there was a fire. The grill was on fire. It was a grease fire." She's like, "But you weren't." She's like, "You just walked in and asked for me." Yes. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
I would have got like a bag of flour or something, like, you know what I mean? Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a fire extinguisher obviously works just fine.
Yeah, that would work, but yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't get your gun out and start shooting.
That would not work. Really... I've got a whole chart. Don't bring a gun to a gas fire. Don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
Yes.
Don't bring a fire extinguisher to a knife fight. I mean, there are different scenarios.
And don't put water on a grease fire.
Do not put water on a grease fire.
We learned that in day one of home ec when I was in high school or whatever.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey, but I wanted to show everyone my T-shirt that I'm
That is a
today.
snazzy T-shirt you got there.
Can you believe that? Yeah. I actually I know somebody that that gave this to me, but you've been dropping them around town.
I have. It's been a lot of fun, and like most things that I do that seem to work out well, it was kind of an accident.
That's great. Those are the best kind.
They are. It was kind of like K-ROG. We didn't mean to do what we've got now, but it turned out and we've got it.
Yeah.
And it's what we're doing. But no, I bought a couple of those because I just wanted to give out some shirts to Rogersville. I wanted some, and they've got my logo and my website on the back.
They do. I would turn around, but I got my feet all propped up.
Little self-promotion involved in that, but we gave about 100 of them away at the Harvest Festival. I got I got another 100 from Kix Nelson Brothers Printing. That's doing all those for me, and
they're great quality too. They're super soft and everything.
And that was one of the things Kix said. He said, like for $1 extra shirt, we can get the good shirts. I'm like, well, heck yeah. Let's do that. So
that's the way to go.
That's what we did, and then. But I had these 100 shirts. And I thought, well, there's no real events coming up to give them away. And I thought, how do I want to get rid of them? And I said, well, I just took some like 10 or 12 down to Storytime Coffee down here at the end of the mall here. And then I, just posted they were there, and then people seemed to get excited about that.
They got really excited.
Yeah. And I thought, well, this is fun. If we can do something and drive people to shop local and visit some of the local shops, we'll do that. So we put them now at Healthy Blends and
Valley Mountain.
I'm like, I'm forgetting one. How do I forget about Valley Mountain has had some.
Have you dropped any anywhere else?
Hometown Furniture.
I saw Hometown.
Got some yesterday, and I'm going to drop some new ones today.
Nice.
And I think I know where I'm going to put them, but I haven't asked yet.
So okay. Well, and you can't release it because you got to put it on your page, right?
Right.
And so they got to like your page.
So that's the trick. Is the first post on where the shirts are is on Worsham Law Firm. So you have to go on Facebook and like the Worsham Law Firm page.
That's right.
And then you'll get first dibs on where the shirts are.
Get all the good sizes.
And then, and then after that, several hours later, that post gets shared on Rogersville Residents and places like that.
But by that time, they might already be gone.
They might already be gone.
So you need to watch or follow his page.
And I think there's only maybe 1 or 2 more drops coming. I can't remember how many. I bundled them out the other day. But then I'm leaving town for a week. So
so you gotta try to put them out there before you.
And I'll be out of shirts. So Kix is making some more. So there's more that'll be coming, but it'll probably be around Thanksgiving time after these last. I mean,
really, how cool is that going to be? Like at the next sporting event or something where everyone's like wearing.
Well, that would be awesome.
Your name is on the back of all their shirts. Like that's pretty cool. You need
that
to
would
take
be
a
pretty.
That'd
be pretty awesome. Yeah, I'd like that. That'd be really cool. But
yeah.
No, really, it just It was an idea. Just I wanted some cool shirts, and so I had an idea for that design.
That's really cool.
I like it. That's a great design.
I can't.
I deal with shirts every day, and I
Yeah?
struggle. Well, you can ask her. I struggle.
Oh, I know. He's asking me all the time.
What do I do this year? What do I do this semester? And
It's hard to come up with a fresh, cool
my
design.
gosh.
Yeah. Well, I'm not an artist, so I had to hire somebody to actually create
Put
that.
it together, yeah.
And there was a little back and forth because the original. I mean, I hired somebody off of Fiverr, so they were like in Indonesia or whatever. But it was
fun.
cheap. It was like $75 to get the whole design done.
Oh, nice.
But the first time, like the rips are like real thin and you can barely see the logo, and I'm like, no,
That's not the point of it.
that's not the point. We want to
Right.
expose.
Yeah.
And finally, we got that, and they came out.
Well, we heard a really
They
cool
look
story
great.
yesterday. We were talking to people, Morgan and them up at Valley Mountain Quality Meats, and they mentioned them. They've got one of the drops. They had a family that had just moved to the area, a junior high and a high school student. They have no Wildcat gear,
Yeah.
I think they said they had seen the post that they had sent out through the PTA and everything, but they hadn't, the shirts
Sure.
haven't came in. So
Right.
to be able to get something physical in
Oh,
your
neat.
hand.
Yeah, so they walked in
Yeah,
there.
she walked in and
Yeah.
they were like, Will Worsham's law firm has, been kind of give those out. And so said the lady ended up, buying some stuff there too, but
Cool.
which was a
Yeah.
added bonus, obviously.
Perfect. Win-win-win.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Exactly.
win for everybody. But
That was awesome.
but it was just a great service, and it. I don't know. I felt it made me feel good knowing you and knowing
Yeah.
them and knowing this family. Was able to help them out and everything. So that was really cool.
Well, good.
Yep. Yep.
So
It's
be
a
on the
great
lookout
idea.
for
Yes.
the free T-shirt drops. What I think is funny is I'll put on there put the post out there, and people say, "Oh, I'll take one." Great.
You're like, I don't deliver.
Go get one.
Yeah, I give them away for free, but I don't deliver.
Yeah, we don't deliver. So
Or if you do, I'll charge you a very large.
well,
delivery
but I
fee.
want you to go to that business.
Of course.
I want
Yes,
you to go to that
defeats the
business
purpose.
and see what they're offering right here in Rogersville, and just more and more, I think people are discovering you don't have to go to Springfield.
Yes.
There's so much available right here in Rogersville.
I'm here to tell you, I don't ever leave.
I
I have a 5-mile radius, though. I don't like to get
as
outside my radius.
I leave as little as possible.
Yes.
But
But yeah, there's a lot of cool places here.
there really are. And I had a thought. I just
Oh,
lost it. I
sorry.
just totally lost it. That's
Sorry,
okay.
that
It
was my
doesn't happen
fault.
to me
I
too
always
often.
chime in. But no, you're like Santa Claus. Tis the season, right?
I guess so.
Have you decorated for Christmas yet?
No.
Are you
It's not-
like an after
it's-
Thanksgiving?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is the Thanksgiving season.
Oh, okay. So we shouldn't decorate, or we shouldn't tell you that we are going to decorate this weekend.
You can do what you want.
I mean, it's really not. Let's face it.
it
It's
is-
really not up to him.
It is
It's my
still
call.
a free country, as far as I know.
I used to be like that and say,
Yeah.
give us Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
because that's my favorite holiday.
Mhm.
There's no presents and there's all food.
Yeah.
No, see, that's why I like Halloween,
sounds
because there's no
wonderful.
presents but there's
it's all-
candy.
all candy,
but
yeah.
there's
Yeah.
dressing up and all this other stuff.
That's kind of
But,
fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just throw a skeleton in the back of your truck and
Exactly. See?
Away you go.
Exactly.
saw that at church the other day. That was a good touch. But Thanksgiving, there's football, there's food, and there's couches.
well, it's hard to
And
beat.
turkey and
Yeah.
sleeping and
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
hard.
Yeah.
Well, but in my opinion, it takes so long for me to decorate for Christmas that I'm like, I might as well just put it up now because it's so much work, and then you take it down a couple weeks later.
Well,
so I
what-
like to put it up before.
I
Thanksgiving.
understand that. What we did last year, maybe we did last year, 2 years ago. I don't know. After Christmas, we redecorated the tree as a winter tree.
Okay.
And we left it up through January, so
That's a
it
great
had
idea.
white and blue tinsel and
Oh,
the
that's
ornaments
nice.
on it, and it was just a little winter tree, and so we kept it going a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And then we didn't know when we were going to take it down, but about February, we're like, yeah, it's enough. It's coming down.
Well, I've
Yeah.
got a friend. He leaves his tree up all year round and
Yeah.
they redecorate with seasons. So
Sure.
they're from Louisiana, so they've got a Mardi Gras season. They've got
Uh-huh.
a Valentine's
Yeah.
season.
Uh-huh.
That would be my jam because I like to decorate for all the seasons.
Oh, and I think it was last year we decorated it in October as a Halloween tree, and so then
that's cool.
It did stay up.
Yes,
So,
see, that's cool.
Yeah, so
I know
you can
because
have
the
some
house
fun
always
with it.
feels so bare after you take it all down in
Mhm.
January.
It
you know?
does. It feels very kind of.
Yeah.
And when it's still all dark and cold, it's kind of a double
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
And so if we can leave it up a little longer.
Yes,
that was
I
kind
agree.
Kind of helps you get through the January
I love that.
into the February, where
Well,
at least it starts the day starts to come back at that point. And,
Yes.
And we are heading into that season. This Saturday is change of clocks.
I know.
So it's going to be dark.
Too bad we have a 6-year-old that doesn't get that memo. So because you're supposed to gain an hour, right?
Yeah,
because you go ahead.
Yeah. We have a cat, so the cat's just like, why am I not getting fed? Somebody feed me.
They don't understand it.
I text her that the other day, and that was exactly what she said.
I know, because we got little Frank too, our little dog Frank. He's not going to get the memo
6-year-old
either.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
That internal clock.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we're going to do. I was going to tell you. I was working with Valley Mountain because they're kind of our sponsors for our smoke show that you and I do together. But I've been working on a side project.
Yes, you meant to tell us this. Yes.
Yeah, I did. So, so it's kind of a Valley Mountain, but it's kind of I'm missing Pork Week because of my trip I'm taking. So I'm going to miss that class. So I went in there and I got a pork loin.
Oh yeah.
And so the lab that I'm missing is a pork chop with apple chutney and wild rice pilaf. That's what I would be making were I here. So what I've done is I've got a pork loin. I've split it in half because they're huge, and I put it in a brine. So I filmed the making of the brine, sort of. I did not film the making of the apple chutney. So we were just going to say, hey, you're making apple chutney. But I'm going to butterfly that thing out. Pound it out for a roulade. So I'm going to put the apple chutney in for the filling with some pecans, some chopped pecans, roll that thing up, butcher's tie it, put it in the smoker, smoke an apple chutney pork roulade, and then slice that up and serve that with the wild rice pilaf. And I'm going to take a dish of that to my professor or chef and say, don't give me a 0 on the lab.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, that's called extra credit.
I think so.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I like that.
Have you ever made a roulade?
No.
They're kind of fun.
So does that mean when you roll it up? Is that what it is?
So you have it's like a pinwheel.
Inside, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
because you made that one with the bacon.
Yeah, so I found a recipe and kind of altered it a little bit. It's called a breakfast fatty, but it was basically that with sausage.
Yes.
The egg, the cheese, inside, fly the bacon, and then wrap that up. And so
that's
me, I'm not a fan of meat, and I was going through my first trimester of pregnancy, and he made that, and I had to leave the kitchen. Yeah. I was like, I can't see this be done.
My son and I had one plate each, and then I had to give the rest away to our neighbors because
they said they all loved it.
Because she opened the fridge and she's like, I can't handle
Oh,
this.
I couldn't. I could not. It was it was way too much because he braided the bacon and then he put the sausage and then he had eggs and I was just like, it's way too much.
Good job, Phil. That's awesome.
It was way too much. I could probably handle it now, maybe.
No, every time Shelby was pregnant, we ruined a restaurant for a couple of years. It would be like we'd go there at the wrong time. And she'd be like, no, we got to go.
And that stays with you.
Yeah. And then it's like we couldn't go back to that restaurant for years.
Yep.
And she's like, okay, I think I can go there now.
It's terrible.
Lobster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. Oh, yeah. Red Lobster. Don't even get me started. I can't handle it.
Seafood fish fan.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. No. But anyway.
That's a problem.
I know. Trust me, I hear about it all the time.
I'll bet
you know, I thought I need to be hypnotized or something so that I can like all of the disgusting food that.
Disgusting food. You see what I deal with?
Terrible. It's terrible.
Maybe that would.
We're making Beth hungry. That's good. Thanks for watching, Beth. We're glad that you're here with us this morning.
That we talked about. He probably needs to make something, and since I don't cook it, he just needs to deliver it like Santa Claus.
Yeah,
he just needs to deliver it to everybody. Our neighbors really do get to taste out some of his stuff though, because I'm not gonna eat it.
I felt bad. Yeah, we were talking in the front yard the other day, and he made the comment of, "Man, I don't know what all you do over there, but it just smells amazing. Every weekend
block party."
Yeah. So I think that was the first thing that I brought over to him was the breakfast fatty, and so took that out, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that lived up to the smell." So. It was
have you bumped into your new neighbors, the Havelkas, yet?
We have,
in the neighborhood.
So they're like just on the other side of the street, on the opposite side of the house or whatever. So, anyways, the people that live across the street from us, they're in their backyard. But we hardly ever see them because they're on the other street.
Sure.
Yeah.
But and I'm sad we missed them whenever we were trick or treating.
Oh yeah.
Because we're we're really tight with the people that just live right next door to us, and so we all kind of went around together with our kids. But anyways, that's crazy that they live in that same neighborhood with us.
Cool.
And it's become a great little neighborhood. We absolutely love our neighbors and all the kids and everything. It's really cool.
See if I push this button, Phil.
There we go.
We get the different names. So Phil's learning the studio today because I'm going to be gone next Friday.
Yeah, I
so
can't believe that you trust us to handle
I
this.
showed you where the key was this morning.
Oh my goodness.
So we got those 2 cameras. And then if you really want, if just like this whole thing shuts down, see that webcam up there? You can just hit that one. And it just goes to that webcam.
Okay.
Which you
then
can
you
tell
can
it's
look
not
up
as good.
Right.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
people probably didn't realize that we've upgraded our cameras.
Have multiple cameras.
But because this
But
is
now
what they
when you
used to
switch
see.
it like that, you can tell that
Yeah,
you
that's
did.
what they used to see. But now,
Much better.
much better. Yeah. So Phil's learning the studio. Any questions? Think you got this down?
I videotaped it on my phone as you were setting it up,
That's
so
right.
hopefully we can go back and we're gonna have
And
to be there.
I guess since we're live and it records this, I should ask questions.
So you can just watch the film.
Yeah,
back.
pull it
It's like,
back
oh,
up. So
what am I doing?
Watch it back, yeah.
Since I do this for a living, I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine,
I
too.
figured it out.
I don't know.
But
I
yeah.
hope you're not counting on me because I don't know anything.
So I am going today over to Nourished Wellness Center, and I'm getting an IV infusion today.
Okay,
Since
yes.
that's a new business in Rogersville. And she just hooks you up to IV and then gives you all these good vitamins and stuff.
Absolutely.
And
That's
function.
great.
And so I'm getting a immunity booster today since
okay.
I'm traveling internationally next week.
Okay.
So that's
That'll
gonna,
be so good for your system.
well, that's the theory anyway. So
Yes.
I may give you some updates from that today. We'll see what's
Yeah,
going on.
I'm definitely interested in
But,
hearing how that goes.
I just figure it's a good thing, international travel.
It is,
You never
yeah.
know. I mean, I got the immunizations and everything from my doctor and all that stuff that are recommended.
And then you got the booster.
got the booster.
Yeah.
But I mean, he gave me like a hepatitis vaccine and all kinds of stuff. And
Look at you.
from when we used to travel to China all the time, we get typhoid and all kinds of stuff traveling over there.
Oh, yeah.
We're not going there. We're going to the Middle East this time. But at any rate, got all that done. But I'm looking forward to that. I got one last Friday that was a vitamin booster.
Okay.
And so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so
Now, so where's she located? I don't know.
she's right here in Rogersville in the Apple Center over there.
Oh, okay.
There's the Apple Market, and then
Yes.
just west of there is the Apple Center.
Okay.
And so her husband, this is Shauna Kaiser. So her husband, Rob, Dr. Kaiser, is a chiropractor. So they've had a chiropractic business in there for years.
Okay.
So if you need a local chiropractor,
Hey.
yeah, they're great.
This guy,
Good
he
to know.
loves
Yeah, my
chiropractors.
back's a
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But Shauna just started her own little practice out of there. She's a nurse practitioner. She's got a cooperating doctor and all that stuff. So she does these infusions. And so you get a nice comfy chair. You get to sit there and she hooks you up.
It's a
and you
nice
can
little break.
read a book. You can take
Yeah.
a nap.
Yes.
And it's not, this is one thing that maybe I just hadn't thought about. Sometimes things are obvious, but you don't think about them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you think about them and you go, oh, yeah, duh. There's not a needle in your arm.
Oh, because they
that
just
was- I
poke
was
it
getting
to
ready to
put
ask
it.
you.
They just
Yeah.
poke it to put the thing in there.
They put a needle in there
Okay.
to get to open the vein.
Right.
And then there's just a little
Tube.
catheter is what
Yeah.
it technically is, a little tube, a little flexible tube, and the
Yes.
needle comes out.
Yeah.
Really?
So you're not sitting there for hours with a needle.
Right.
I mean, you can bend your arm.
Okay.
I mean, you can move around.
So this
I mean,
isn't your first.
No. And I used to do apheresis blood donation all the time.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
But I quit doing that when they wouldn't let me bring my gun in anymore.
Will.
Taking a stand.
Well, yeah, I didn't take a stand. They did.
True. That's true.
I mean, I was going in, I'm getting hooked up to a machine. I'm laying there for an hour. I'm donating blood plasma. And it looks like a medical clinic. And I don't know what kind of crazy meth head's going to come breaking in there while I'm hooked up to this machine.
Well.
So, I'm going about but they put up a sign that says you can't you can't carry weapons in here, concealed or otherwise. And I just went in one day, and I've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
And I just said, listen, I can't do this today. And they said, why not? I said, well, you won't let me bring my gun in.
Yeah.
And you just put up that sign. And I said, and that doesn't do any good.
Right.
Because I've been carrying a gun in here for years, and it's not a problem.
Okay. So can I ask? So were you getting paid to donate?
No.
Oh, well, that's what I was thinking. If maybe there were some bad people.
No.
That were
This
packing.
this was just a community blood center of the Ozark. It's just a donation.
Oh, well, then that's weird.
Yeah,
I'm
because
thinking of
cancer patients need red blood cells,
Right.
but they don't need whole blood,
Okay.
or vice versa. I don't know something. But what they have to do if they don't have enough people just doing apheresis donation, they have to destroy whole blood to get just the part they need for
gosh.
certain other procedures. And so if you can do apheresis, you sort of have to have some tolerance for that.
Oh gosh.
It's really helpful. But they had just put up this sign. I said, that's not doing you any good.
Yeah.
Because I've been carrying a gun in here for years, and it's not
You're like,
obviously
I'm here
not
to
a problem.
protect you. Yeah.
I said, the only thing you're going to do is keep somebody like me out, which you're doing.
Exactly.
And not somebody that's going to be a problem. And they said,
Right.
well, it's our policy. I'm like, okay, I'm not donating. And they said, so you're going to let that sign stop you from donating? I said, no, you are.
That's true.
It's your sign.
Yeah, that's true.
So I stopped doing that. And then I got tattoos, and then they don't want you. And they don't want you to. No, it's been long. Oh, it's new. This one's only, that part's just a couple months old, I guess.
Oh, wow.
But,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got that one a couple years ago, and then I added that back in the spring, I think.
But if you have tattoos, you really can't donate it?
If you've had a tattoo done within a certain period of time,
Right.
Oh, really?
Because the needles and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, mine are really
And then the foreign travel, they won't let you
Yeah,
donate
yeah,
if you've
anyways, yeah.
if you've traveled in foreign countries recently.
Oh, okay,
So there's
that
a
makes
lot of
sense.
reasons why I can't do it now anyway.
That's true.
Um,
Hey, so is this IV, is it going to make you strong for the flight with all the crazy people on the airlines now?
well, so I travel I travel with my cane.
Like you pretend like you can't walk and you have a cane?
No, I don't make any pretense of it at all. I have a cane. It's a
Okay.
rattan cane. I trained with it in martial arts to use it as a weapon.
Okay, I'm thinking like a walking cane.
It is a walking cane.
Oh,
It is a walking cane. It's got a little hook. It's a rattan cane, just
Okay.
like that. It's
Okay.
exactly what it is.
okay.
But I'm a certified instructor to teach you how to use it as a weapon.
Oh, sweet.
And because it's an walking assistance device, even though that's not why I'm using it,
Oh.
I can take it on the plane. They can't even ask me why I have it because
Now
of the
that
ADA.
is smart.
Yeah.
That's
So
smart.
I
I mean,
take
but
that
for
with me
real,
when
I
travel.
just heard a stupid story. Just you hear them all the time on the radio and everything. People are gone crazy,
Yeah.
and the poor flight attendants
Oh yeah.
are having to play
man.
security. You know,
Well, and it's
and then a
it's-
while back they had to duct tape somebody to a chair because they were, because they were acting crazy, and it's like, what are you doing?
And I don't. There's all kinds of reasons why that's happening, and some of them are obvious, and some of them are probably a little more subtle.
Yeah,
But yeah, and the flight attendants, they've got two options. I think, hey, we're here to enforce a policy,
right.
or I get to enforce a policy.
Oh, geez.
There are two types of people in this
That's
world.
true. That's so true.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that the problem, I think that from my perspective, we've seen in the past 18 months is way too many people too excited that they finally get to exercise some authority
That's so true.
over somebody else.
Yes.
And that's a problem. And
Yeah.
that's not what our country's about. That's exactly why we started, is we were sick of that.
Yeah.
And we didn't want those types of people who their goal in life, what gives them a feeling of importance, to go back to
Exactly.
my Dale Carnegie training, is to get to exercise authority over somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. That's wrong.
And those are the worst people to put in authority. And we've just seen it. You see that everywhere. And you've seen private citizens take that up and say, oh, now that there's a mask mandate, now I get to be the citizen enforcer and start yelling at people and telling them what they have to do. And it's just, from my perspective, it's just this sense of, I want to be a big deal.
Yeah.
I want to be the person to get to enforce something on somebody else and have some authority. And I've never had that in my life.
Yeah.
And now I get it. And
Yeah.
I'm excited about
Yeah.
it. And I think that everyone needs to kind of think about, why am I doing what am I doing?
Yes.
And so these flight attendants, I think, 99% of them, they're just trying to do their job
Right.
and enforce their policy. But then every once in a while, you run against somebody
Mhm.
that enjoys the authority,
Yes.
and then they happen to bump into somebody that won't take it,
Right.
and now you've got a problem.
Yep.
And now you got a problem.
I know, but I just hate it that you take it out on. I mean, I understand it's frustrating, and you take it out on someone that's really trying to be forceful and enforce it over when it's really petty. But at the same time, you need to stay calm, especially when you're in the air.
Right. Well,
and you
I
need
mean,
to stay calm
and here's
and deal with it when you land.
yeah.
you know?
Well, my perspective is, I'm choosing to get on that flight. It's their flight. It's their rules.
True.
And they've said, if you're going to get on our plane,
Right.
these are our rules. I'm
Right.
going to say, I'm either going to do what you say, or I'm not
gonna
getting on your plane.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
choose to fly, which means I've gotten all the vaccinations. I'm going to take the PCR tests.
I'm sure you have to wear a mask.
Got to wear an N95 mask.
Oh,
So
my.
we had to go buy the N95, because I usually just wear the Gator. Where places that say you have to wear a mask, like OTC, I have to go there to take my class. I wear the Gator, which is handy because it means I don't have to wear a beard net when I cook, because it covers my beard.
wow.
That's perfect.
Yeah, so it's double duty.
Yeah.
But no, we had to go buy N95 masks.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had to buy home tests, proctored home tests to pack, because we'll have to, when we're in Frankfurt flying home, will have to take those tests proctored on the iPad to be able to re-enter the U.S. and have a negative test to be able to re-enter.
Right.
So yeah, there's a lot of hoops we're having to jump through that I think are basically silly.
Yeah.
But I'm choosing to engage in their world, which means I'm going to play by their rules.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Now you're going to be in my world. You're going to play by my rules.
Absolutely.
And I don't have very many rules.
Yes. Yes.
My rules, like, everybody has to have a gun and you have to know how to use it.
Right.
Or you can't come.
Yeah, exactly.
Cause I don't need to have to protect you.
Yeah.
Protect yourself.
But that's so true though. If you're going to board the flight, then you need to agree to those terms before you even get on the flight.
Exactly.
Don't get on the flight and then try to take a stance.
Well, that's like going to somebody else's house and pitching a fit, rearranging their furniture because you don't like the way. I mean,
Exactly.
you don't get to do that. It's not your house, and that's not your plane. It's theirs, and so you go by their. You may not like them, and you can write them a letter later,
right?
And you can do anything you want, but you don't get to pitch a fit. You don't get to be mean to people.
Well, and it's not like the flight attendants made the mask mandate or whatever it is that they're getting upset about. It's like it wasn't up to them.
Well, there's a right time and a right place for everything, and there's a wrong time and a wrong place for most things too. And so you got to be a little judicious about the way you pick those things. It's like if the police come and talk to you, you don't want to talk to them,
right?
Even if you're guilty,
yeah. Or you
because there's a time and a place to confess, and it's not to the police officer.
Right. Of course you would say that.
Yeah, well, my past life. You can confess anytime you want. Don't get in any hurry.
Yeah, that's true. I've never even thought about that because I've never had anything I wanted to hide. So,
yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, and that's a problem. I got a whole video I'll show you sometime on why you should never talk to the police, especially if you're innocent.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, well, I will say really fast because I watch Dateline and everything, and there are ways that they can pin stuff on you if you're innocent. That's what I worry about is like being innocent and going, yeah, come into my house and look around. I have nothing to hide, but then they like find things, and then they pin it on you, and it's like, seriously?
And there are innocent ways that innocent people get things pinned on them. It doesn't even have to be maliciousness on the part of law enforcement.
Right. They just want to solve the crime.
Well, and circumstantial things happen, and anyway, I'll show you the video. You'll love it. It's really interesting.
Yes.
And I may post it. I post it every once in a while. You'll do great, Phil. You're doing a great, Phil. Beth is your biggest cheerleader.
Look at that.
She's our biggest fan.
So nice.
Beth watches all of our morning shows, and we love Beth.
Yes, she's so supportive.
Tom owes her a picture. I think he's owed it to her for 6 months. I don't think she's ever gotten it, but she never brings it up. But
she just keeps commenting. She's like, hopefully he'll remember.
She just watches the show.
That's really nice.
Well, I got a 9 o'clock.
Oh my gosh, are we sitting here talking? I know.
Yeah.
Good thing we had to make arrangements for Parker to go to school, but he wasn't sad about it because he went to our neighbor's house and then got to ride with them. So
okay. Well,
he was really. I said, you sit down and watch cartoons while they get ready because it was early when we dropped him off.
So we land the plane somehow. Like, oh my gosh, we got to go to work. And that works. And then there's a button here that starts our outro, and then we end the seat. So we'll say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you next week, and we'll hit this button.